Tell us about Jasper Criggs's version of the Crimson Scar.
All I can tell you is that under my guidance, the Crimson Scar became more influential than every other syndicate combined. Here I was, 22 years old, and I had power, people that followed my orders, and an endless stream of credits. Kale, I have to tell you, I was having the time of my life.
So you'd consider extortion, robbery, burglary, kidnapping, assault, and murder to be positive life influences?
No. I'd consider them as just means to an end. Those so-called crimes were merely stepping stones until I had enough wealth to buy the Crimson Scar a few spacecraft.
Yes, let's talk about that. It appears you weren't satisfied with terrorizing New Atlantis alone.
Oh, I've never stopped reaching, Gale. The amount of money we were making in New Atlantis was decent, but the really big scores were in space, on the cargo ships. We're talking millions of credits, maybe more. Who the hell could count it all?
Most people
It
assume
would be
this is when the unit
advisable
decided to
to
actively
leave
set up a
some
task
things
force.
behind, Captain. I will. Goodbye, Captain.
Certainly. Let's talk about something else. How did the Crimson Scar become the Crimson Fleet?
After I busted out of the lock, I decided to take things to the next level. I had the key, a few UC ships, and a couple dozen ex-cons at my side. But I needed more, so I sent out the call. Once word got around, it didn't take long for freelance pirates from every corner of the Seven Systems to show up.
And this is how the Crimson Fleet was born.
Exactly. The key became our base of operations. We spent months reinforcing our position there, making it nearly impossible to approach.
What was the UC's response to the situation?
First of all, UC Security gave up and handed the reins over to the big guns, the UC Navy. The Navy in turn sent ships to attack the key. I'd say there have been 3 major attacks over the last few years. And as you can tell by the fact we're having this interview, all the attacks were embarrassing failures.
Do you feel these embarrassing failures led them to form UC Systems?
Absolutely. They've clearly given up and decided to shovel responsibility onto a separate division. That way, in the public eye, the UC Navy can move forward, proud and strong, while UC System continually takes all the blame. It's all about PR spin for them, Gale. That's how the UC operates. Kinda disgusting, don't you think?
Sounds a bit like you're trying to deflect attention off the atrocities the Crimson Fleet commits on a daily basis.
Atrocities, huh? How about fighting the Freestar Collective over a bunch of rocks hanging in space? How about thousands of people dying while a bunch of pencil-pushing bastards sit in a cushy office and draw lines on a star map? Maybe the United Colonies should stop the bullshit and take a hard look in the mirror to see who the monsters really are.
You did this to me. I can decrypt and re-encode thousands of credits in seconds, but something as simple as this, I didn't see it coming. Not in the slightest. And now because of you, my bomb's been activated. Which means I'm as good as dead. Forgive me if I don't take you at your word, since you've been lying to me from the very beginning. I've paid you well, treated you with respect, and kept trouble off your back more than a few times. Look me in the eye and tell me why you've allowed this to happen to me. You owe me that much. No, but had you given me warning, I could have started researching a way to escape this place. At least had a chance. Well, now that you're here, I don't expect that you'll stay and watch my rather spectacular ending. So why don't you just get out of my sight and let me die in peace? After everything I just said, you'd still be willing to help me. I must be a complete fool. Because even though it makes no sense, I believe you. The only way to deactivate the bomb is through Delgado's computer and operations. You'll probably need his ID to get in. I don't know why you're helping me, but I sincerely hope this isn't another one of your tricks.
Where did your stellar rise to infamy begin?
In the streets of New Atlantis. No parents, no godparents. Just a homeless punk kid robbing whoever he could for the credits.
Were these violent crimes? Murders?
I'm a bit offended you even asked that question, Gail. Sure, a few people here and there walked away with injuries, but I'm not some kind of butcher.
That doesn't sound as heartless as your reputation would imply.
Well, like I said, I was just a kid.
Were you ever caught by the authorities
The
in New
controls
Atlantis?
for the bomb are in the briefing room.
Dozens of
If you can't
times.
disarm it,
I'll just give them a fake name, or they just slap me on the wrist and send me on my way. They obviously didn't think that I'd amount to anything, and didn't want to waste their time with rehabilitation.
What changed that? Was it the robbery in 2218?
2218. Oh, yeah. The Galbank archives. Very good, Gail. I see you've done your research. That would be when I rounded up a few of my buddies and we knocked the place over. Made off with a ton of credits. My first big score.
Is that why the Crimson Scar decided to bring you into their ranks?
That's right. They brought me in, taught me the ropes, and I did crimes for them for 5 years. Till I decided I wanted more. I got rid of their leader, put myself in his place, and started running the show. I've been the one in charge ever since.
Was it absolutely necessary to cut his throat and leave the body?
I do not understand your attachment to all these objects.
Reputation is everything. I wanted everyone in the city to know that Jasper Cricks was taking over. I think they got the message.
Carrying objects is more. Good day, Captain.
Let me just ask you one final question before we wrap up.
Fine. Go ahead.
When is enough going to be enough? How many credits does Jasper Criggs need until he's satisfied?
I should have expected you'd ask such a stupid question. How the hell could you ever understand? You with your fancy education and your sheltered upbringing and your cushy media job? Me, I came from nothing. Everything I own, I've literally drawn blood to gain.
There's no need to get personal. I'm simply trying to state the facts so that our listeners can make judgments of their own.
Lady, I got news for you. Half of your listeners think I'm a hero. The other half are scared out of their goddamn minds, and they should be.
Perhaps we should talk about something else.
No, that's it. We're done. Can you guys get her the hell out of here? Make sure she takes all this sound equipment with her.
Well, that's it then. Thank you for your...
Actually, before you go, Gail, there's one more thing I would like to say.
Yes, of course. What is it?
When you broadcast this interview on SSNN, I want you to remember that I'll be listening. If you edit even one word or manipulate my voice to change anything I've said, I will hunt you down and kill you. In front of everyone. Do you understand?
I understand. You have my word.
Your insistence on carrying so many things is reducing our travel speed.
back to finish the job personally? Talk sense into me? You're the one who's lost their mind. What the hell happened to you? You had Crix's legacy in your hands, and you gave it away. For what? For honor? Justice? Yeah? And why the hell does Sistef get to determine what is right and what is wrong? You know, when we were on Suvorov, I saw the potential for you to become a badass pirate. One of the best. And now you suddenly expect me to believe I have been fooled the entire time? That this was some kind of elaborate game you have been playing? No. No way. For once in your life, be honest with me. Admit that you were tempted. Well, at least we know you are still human. It is obvious that no matter what I say, you have no intention of honoring our pact. You clearly never did. I have already locked down the key and set its reactors to overload. Soon, you, me, and everyone near this station are going to be vaporized. Let's see how far that loyalty to Sistef takes you now. And spend the rest of my life in the brig without a credit to my name? Why would I do that? Now that's more like it, Rook. You're a killer, and if you want something, you threaten a person for it. So you noticed. And yeah, believe me, keeping people from burying a knife in your back wasn't easy. Fine, you win. Standing down the reactors. With the legacy gone, we're dead in the water anyway. But before you have Ikan to lock me up, I'm gonna leave you with some parting words. Whether you know it or not, you're damn good at being a pirate. It's in your blood. One of these days, that's all gonna hit you. And I'll be waiting for you in my cell to tell you I told you so.
Tell us what the future holds for the Crimson Fleet.
Changes are coming, Gale. Huge changes. Crimson Fleet will soon be a much bigger player in this little game between the members of the settled systems.
That's quite a bold statement. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, let's just say that I'm on the brink of a score so large, it makes everything else pale in comparison. Beyond that, you'll just have to wait and see.
Go! You've taken everything else from me.
If you aren't willing to discuss the details, why grant SSNN this interview?
Simple. I refuse to allow the UC to spin or bury the story, making it sound like they're in complete control of the situation. I'm gonna tell you right now, they aren't.
Why does the Crimson
Go.
Fleet need to make this
You've taken everything else
mysterious
from me.
move that you're
The
being
least
so
you can
evasive
do
about?
is give me a moment of peace.
I know SysDef instructed you to draw this meeting out as long as possible. So let me sum this up. I intend to make sure that the Crimson Fleet becomes the United Colony's worst nightmare. And nothing, I mean nothing in this universe, will stop me from achieving that goal.
There are those that would disagree with you and claim this interview is grandstanding, or worse, a recruitment tool. After all, SSNN reaches every corner of the settled systems, and your aspirations could inspire the Directionalists to turn to the fleet.
You and the sheep that listen to your garbage can believe whatever the hell you want. If you were so worried about what I had to say, you wouldn't have allowed yourself to be brought here.
Go! You've taken everything else from me. The least you can do is give me a moment of peace.
Your spinal health will be compromised by carrying so many items.
Tell us about your arrest.
Oh, my arrest was spectacular. Definitely one for the record books. UC Security sent an armada after our little fleet of ships and picked us off one by one until the remainder of us made it to the wheel.
For a listener's benefit, that was the star station in orbit around Voli that you destroyed just before your arrest, correct?
You see, that's what they'd have you believe, but the truth is much less sinister. There was a firefight on the wheel when they tried to bring us in. We holed up, but security unleashed hell. The damage they caused was catastrophic. We only surrendered so we wouldn't die when the station exploded.
Well, the UC says you set demolition charges to try and cover your tracks and make your escape.
That's their story. You'll have to go with your gut on what you think really happened. Anyway, they took us in and tossed us into the lock. That lovely resort they opened on Suvorov.
And you were imprisoned there for how long?
Well, it was supposed to be for life, Gale. But I ended up serving 2 years before I decided I'd had enough.
Is there any particular reason that you started the riots that eventually led to the worst prison break in United Colony's history?
Yes. I'm quite proud of that, actually. I honestly didn't think it would go as well as it did. As for the reason, well, it's simple. The UC were treating us like animals. The conditions in the lock were ridiculously bad and no one cared. That's why they stuck us on that ice ball in the first place. Out of sight, out of mind.
Your escape caused the deaths of many that were stationed at the lock. Some would brand that as a bit dismissive for what you're describing as a protest. If you were simply advocating for your fellow inmates, Why didn't you just go through the proper channels?
And what the hell was I supposed to do? Send a strongly worded letter to my duly appointed representative? Wake up. The UC only responds to actions, not words. In my mind, there was no other choice. You know what? Let's move past my time at the lock so we can get to the point of this
Pathetic.
goddamn interview.
They always fail.
Weak.
Hey.
The brig's gonna be pretty crowded once we pack it full of stray fleet. A lot of them bolted once the vigilance showed up.
Reclaiming the key was a long time coming. Haha, we really took it to those pirate bastards, didn't we? Yes, word is you pulled the rug right out from under those pirates. Serves them right.
Yes. What?
Excuse me.
If you want important or not, I'm ready to listen. Our friendship has inspired me to be a better person. Can't think of any higher praise than that. Wait, what exactly are you saying? Okay. Well, if you ever need to talk about our friendship, I'm certainly ready and willing to listen. Don't stay away too long.
Excusez-moi.
How can I be of service, Captain? Let me know if I can be of assistance in the future.
Always a pleasure.
You will not be able to walk at full speed with your pack that full.
You're handling this whole captain thing really well, you know.
Locks, air pressure, drive, all good to go, Captain. Perfect. Didn't even smudge the paint. Releasing ship from dock. Done. We are now free to move among the stars. Time to cycle the airlock and move.
That was real impressive flying, kid. You earned your wings today.
Thank you, sir. I was just trying to do my part.
Speaking of which, here comes one now.
You know, I had my doubts about you. Once a criminal, always a criminal. You know how it is. But then I asked myself, as spectacular as I am, can I do what you do? And the answer was an emphatic no. See, I'm a great shooter, but a straight shooter. And that wasn't going to win this war. What we needed was someone standing on their side with a boomerang gun. We needed someone whose bullets curved. It was us or them, kiddo. Hopefully you don't feel guilty about letting me live. If so, I suggest skipping the second thoughts and heading straight for third. If nothing else, it's closer to home. Anyway, you got a date with the commander. I figure he'll sprain something trying to pin the medals on your chest. But in all honesty, you deserve it. Hero.
Do you have anything to report? I believe congratulations are in order. With this decisive blow, the end of the Crimson Fleet is all but assured. But as much as I'd like to begin this celebration, technically we're still in the process of wrapping up the operation. On that note, Lieutenant, what do you have for me?
Reports are coming in right now, Commander. Delgado and Shinya Voss have been taken into custody. Also, we've transferred personnel to the Key to secure the location until the United Colonies decides what they want to do with the station.
And what about Neva Mora?
According to our reports, Neva led the strike force that attacked the Vigilance. Unfortunately, that was the last we saw of her. It looks like she managed to escape. We don't know her current whereabouts, but I have our operations team looking into it.
That's fine. Overall, excellent news, Lieutenant. I have to admit, for the first time in 7 years, I don't know what to say. How about you? I know that was difficult. You hanging in there? You should be. What you've done to serve the UC in this short amount of time is more than most people could hope to do in their entire lives.
If Mast isn't already printing up a batch of recruitment posters with your face on them, they should be.
I've twisted arms and cashed in some favors at Mast. I wanted to make sure you got a share of the money you recovered from the legacy. Call it a reward, a token of appreciation, whatever the hell you want. But you've absolutely earned every credit. Don't thank me yet. If it had been completely up to me, you'd get a lot more than they're giving you.
Now that you're rich and famous, maybe you'll still remember us little people, huh?
Decorum, Lieutenant? Damn, I'm going to be really sorry to see you go. You've really become an important part of our team. It won't be the same around here without you.
Although, if you feel like staying aboard, I'm sure I could give you access to the SysDef mission board. That is, if you can stand spending another minute with us on Vigilance.
Excellent. I'm happy we haven't somehow frightened you away. Anyway, enough talk. You've earned a break, and I'm sure you wish to celebrate. Here's your promised reward. And wherever you might find yourself, my best wishes travel with you.
The mission boards have been excellent. Let me have it, and I'll upload it to our database. So Voss engineered a way to directly interface with the Key's mainframe? I knew he was a math genius, but didn't realize he was so tech-savvy. Well, we'll share this information with Galbank. Hopefully it'll help them shore up the security on their cryptocurrency. That it? All right. Keep up the good work. Mast will have the ultimate say, but we've petitioned to have it refurbished for SysDef use. But first, we'll need to perform an audit of the Key's overall condition. Most of the repairs done to the station weren't exactly up to standard. If the site is deemed not up to code, we're better off destroying it. That would also have political value, given the embarrassing history behind it. For now, we have a strike team dedicated to sweeping the area for explosives. Once they give the all-clear, forensics will come in to gather evidence. After that's done, then we'll start the audit of the station's condition. It's a process. That's right, since you're no longer undercover, you now have full access to our mission boards, just like other special agents. I'll have to take your word for it. I don't like keeping secrets myself, although I understand the necessity. To that end, if you're in need of anything ship-wise, talk to me, and I'll have our maintenance crew take a look. No more bartering for scraps at the depot. You'll have full access to the best the UC has to offer. It'll be my pleasure. What can I do for you? I'll have our crews look at it right away. All right, let's see what you need.
Go back. Their remnants are still scattered across the galaxy, including Nevamora. And beyond the Crimson Fleet, piracy will always be an issue, so long as ships traverse unregulated space. In other words, it's not time to retire just yet. There is still plenty of work to do. I will likely take a moment for myself and drink to those we lost in this fight. If not for them, well, we would not have made it this far. This is their victory, as much as it is ours. Still on hold until we can get the politics sorted. Some of the officials at Mast have brought up concerns about returning the legacy to a collective we were just at war with. And to be fair, their point is not without merit. Should we go to war, funds from the legacy could lead directly to the death of our soldiers. There is also talk that the legacy could be a bargaining chip in any future peace talks, and simply handing it over could cost us leverage. But regardless, two things will always be true. We will return the legacy to its rightful owners, and Mast will dictate the terms. As you were.
If you require help carrying any items, I will assist. Captain. Hello. I will see you at a later time.
Some of the crew had doubts about you, but not anymore.
The mission board should provide you with any intel on fleet activity.
Some of our soldiers have been tasked with patrolling the quay. Luckily, I drew the long straw.
There's still a lot of cleanup that needs to be done as we wind down this operation.
Word is you pulled the rug right out from under those pirates. Serves them right. This was a victory for the entire settled systems.
We'll be talking about this battle in the history slates.
Some of the crew had doubts about you, but not anymore.
Countless lives. You should be proud of yourself. We suffered minimal casualties thanks to you.
Well, stragglers we've been
your
tracking?
diagnostics check out, so that's good.
Keep hammering
Given your
away.
age, it looks like your
Done, but their embers still
rotational
out.
gears are due for a viscosity check.
Now that the fleet's done, I wonder where Mass will send Vigilance next. There's a lot of bad apples out
The brig's gonna be pretty crowded once we pack it full of stray fleet. A lot of them bolted.
there. We really took it to those pirate bastards, didn't we?
I would have loved to see the look on those pirates' faces when they found out you were working for us. It's finally over. We did it.
You saved the day, Renegade. Gonna be one hell of a party in your honor.
Sir, if I may speak freely, is there a reason for the harsh as far as I know, I just track people.
So, have you ever heard of trench foot?
Can't say that I have, sir.
Well, they say guards on sewer would sometimes trudge through cold, frost-wet trenches on their daily patrol. Prolonged wetness is an AKA trench foot. Those guards were taken off duty, and security suffered. All because They didn't take the time to properly dry their feet. You see where I'm going with this? No? Don't you?
I do. But if I
Never
may,
thought I'd
I
have
would
the
argue
infamous
those are God's
Delgado in
frozen
my
plans,
brig.
sir.
You must be one hell of a negotiator to have talked him down. He's a good man, singularly focused when it comes to the fleet. But that's not to say he doesn't care about his crew. I can tell you a story as an example if you'd like to hear it. So, I'm a bit of a workaholic, and I forget to take breaks. One day, Commander Ikande passes by the brig and sees me at my desk. He takes one look at my haggard face and says, "Officer, I'm headed to the mess hall. If you're not with me in 15 minutes, your services will no longer be required on my ship." I tried to protest, but he was dead serious. So I went. We had lunch, talked about old times, and I went back to the brig, refreshed and ready to work. It's little things like that. You can see he pays attention, and that he cares about the people, not just the work. We have multiple turrets attached to the ceiling. If you've met Ensign Betty, she's personally calibrated them to ensure they cover the entire area. That being said, firing the turret should be considered a last resort. That's a loaded question. We err on the side of caution here, short of any physical abuse. But with the Crimson Fleet, you have to be very careful. If you give them an inch, they'll take a parsec and find a way to stab you with it. Verbally, yes. There's a lot of bad blood with the fleet, stretching across generations, myself included. Sometimes that blood spills over. As long as there's no actual fighting, I tend to let both sides dish it out. Yes, although it's always a balance. In the end of the day, these are ruthless pirates, and they will take advantage of any weakness you show. But I'll be the first to admit it's not an exact science, and we've made mistakes in the past with both the carrot and the stick. As chief officer of this brig, my worst fear is that we'll someday repeat them. As a matter of fact, I have a favor to ask. Now that the fleet has been dealt with, you have full access to the facility. While you're there, if you find anything pertaining to the history of the fleet, I'd be interested in learning about it. I'm interested in anything he had to say regarding his time in prison, and how the prisoners were treated. If you find anything like that, bring it back here, and we'll take a listen. The fleet and the UC are intertwined, and I've always felt knowing that past as an important part of what we do. In life, history can be a guide, a warning, or at times, a reflection. And if you want to know which one it is, you have to stare it in the face, regardless of how ugly it is. Really? I know you were headed to the key, but I didn't realize you'd actually get a chance to visit the lock. I almost respect the fleet for doing that. They're trying to pass down their history, or their version of it anyway. I respect the principle of teaching one's history. It makes me think Delgado wants the fleet to be more than just space pirates. When you connect the past with the future, you're trying to create a culture, a through line between you and Jasper Cricks. Ah, my apologies. I didn't mean to be unprofessional. It's just rare to talk to someone who got to witness that history up close. But all that aside, give me your honest opinion. What were the conditions like? Truth be told, my ancestor was a guard on Suvorov. Part of the reason I joined SysDef was to find out more about his experience, and whether the history books told the whole story. Which is why I'd like to hear Crix's side of it, if just to confirm what you saw. Delgado will likely stand trial to answer for his crimes. Given his record, I can't imagine he'll be standing for very long. I'm sure some of the others will interrogate. My job is to make sure none of them intimidate each other into staying quiet. Once we get planetside, we need to make sure the transport of these prisoners goes smoothly. The job's not truly done until their asses are parked in a maximum security prison. So it's true. All my life I've been led to believe the guards on the lock were heroes. But there was part of me that always doubted the story. Even as a child learning about the history from the slates. Thank you for bringing me this. I get that Crix is about as unreliable a witness as they come, but I believe him. Because it isn't just any history. It's my family's. If you open up a history slate and look up the name Garo Petrosian, you'll find a hero decorated in medals. Medals he earned for escaping the riots on Suvorov. My great-grandfather, to be exact. He lived until the year 2297. 10 years after I was born. For helping his fellow guards escape the riots. And maybe that part is true, but it conveniently skips everything that happened before that point. No one ever asks what prompted the riots. It was just criminals being criminals, and that was explanation enough. It's been almost a century, so that doesn't surprise me. But in some circles, it carries weight. The thing is, even as my family rode the coattails of our name, I always felt like something wasn't right about the story. And it always came back to that day in the yard, playing games with my brother. It's the only memory I have of my great-grandfather that sticks. It was about a week before he passed. Me and my brother had the house to ourselves and were playing a game we called Prisoner's Run. It was a simple game. We drew a line in the dirt, and the object was for the guard to keep the prisoner from crossing it. But on that day, my brother came to the yard with an added surprise. He found a chest in the attic, filled with goodies. A baton, a uniform, and a medal to serve as prize for the winner. Indeed, but as boys, we didn't connect the dots. After all, why would something so precious be stuffed in the attic? But when our family returned, I knew something was wrong. My great-grandfather didn't say a word, but behind his eyes I could see it. The shame. No one said anything to either of us. But the next day, the uniform and the medal were gone. At the time, I never understood why he kept those things buried in the attic. Now, it all seems so clear. appreciate the kind words. I suppose that's the lesson I need to take from this, even though right now, it's hard to feel anything but shame. Either way, thanks for talking this through with me. I don't know if I'll ever know what really happened on Suvorov, but at least now, I have something beyond the family myth. But you tracked in mud from your last mission. You brought in any number of microbial life forms, known and unknown, into my brig. These are direct
Reclaiming the key was a long time coming.
and by extension, the security of this brig.
Well, look who it is. Come down here to gloat? Well, that's a shame. You should take more pride in your job. After all, you have to make sure that the notorious Crimson Fleet captain from Neon gets roasted alive by a UC adjudication committee, right? Hey, maybe you should sell tickets to the little zoo you've created on this ship. Then everyone can point and stare. Look around, you moron! I'm talking about this brig you're using to display us like trophies. Oh, drop the act, will you? Back on Neon, you pretended to give a shit about me. You could have ratted me out to Bayou, but you didn't. Then, without warning, you yanked the rug right out from underneath me. You've been stringing me along like this is some kind of sick game. People don't do that to each other. Yeah? Well, it's too late for that. Let's just cut to the chase, all right? If you want to come down here and ask me stupid questions, I can't stop you. But that doesn't mean we have to be friends, and that damn well doesn't mean I have to like it. Are you out of your mind? I make my own choices, thank you very much. I don't need to be rescued by you or anyone else. Let's face it, the only favors you've done are for yourself. Yeah, sure. Why not? Not like I'm needed anywhere else right now. I was drinking in Euphorica, and Micah warned me that UC security was scouring the city asking about me. I knew sneaking to my ship would be impossible, so I did the best I could to find somewhere to hide. Unfortunately, wasn't good enough. Sysdef caught me in a sleep crate and dragged me to the Vigilance. Oh, I'd bet you'd love to know. I got a good chunk of Generdyne's database before Bayou's goons ripped it out of the system. As far as what happened to it, there's no way I'm gonna tell you. Or anyone else at Sysdef. Maybe I'll keep that little nest egg for the bargaining table at my sentencing. Maybe not. Hope that drives you crazy. What? You're not gonna stay and grill me some more?
your stomach or mine?
Ships separated. Engaging drive.
Our scan detected contraband on board. Halt and prepare to be boarded. All illegal and stolen goods will be confiscated. Copy that. Stay...
Don't break the law, you're good in my book.
If it weren't for the walls, the whole town would be in marsh to Belfast.
I'll say, take a look around. How about I just show?
You ask me? Sure, Laredo makes... I'm sure I got what you need.
My mother wanted me to be a doctor.
Anything? Got anything you need to offload? Looks to me like you've already... I'm sure you can find some. Need some work done? I'm sure you can find something.
Lot on your mind?
Talk to me.
If you need something, I've got your back.
You should inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple landings. They'll cause plenty of havoc if left. Checked.
Hey there. Glad to see you again.
Sorry. I was lost in a memory.
If I can help you with anything, just say the word.
Hey, Captain. Need help with anything? I can't imagine, Haw. A leader knows that protecting regular folk is not just a responsibility, but a privilege. And I'm proud to call you my captain. You're worried that you should have sided with a bunch of lying, murderous thieves? Hey, it's okay to second-guess yourself sometimes, but this isn't the time. You did right by us all. Modest, too. They're gonna make a statue out of you, or carve your face on a moon or something. What you did took nerves. Befriending Delgado like that, it was a huge risk. If he had gotten to you, convinced you to side with them, I don't know what we'd be dealing with right now. Look, I get what you're saying, but you saw an opportunity and you took it. It was his weakness, not yours. And if they regroup after all this, they'll be weaker next time. All thanks to you. Nobody does anything truly alone. We all have help along the way. But you made the decisions that needed to be made. That was all you. Hey, Dusty. If you're ever thinking to yourself, I could...
Thanks for giving me a moment of your time. I promise this won't take long. I thought you deserved to know how proud I am that you chose to side with the United Colonies and put an end to the Crimson Fleet. You've almost single-handedly saved the settled systems from one of its most dangerous enemies. I can't possibly commend you highly enough. Well, I'm not sure I deserve that, but I appreciate it all the same. What I want to know is what motivated you into making the right decision. You had Crix's legacy in hand, and you could have easily taken it to the Key. Instead, you flew it to the Vigilance. Oh, well, I'm flattered that I have such a profound impact on your life choices, and you seem to know me quite well. So, no regrets betraying Delgado, then? I imagine you and he formed quite a partnership right up until the end. No, I'm sorry. I refuse to excuse Delgado for his loathsome behavior by placing all of the blame on his past. We all have our crosses to bear, but it's how we choose to handle them that truly defines us as a person. I have to be honest with you. It disturbs me that you would leap to his defense so quickly. Live long enough among the wolves and you begin to act like them. Yes, I understand. I suppose my final concern is how long this newfound peace will last. Given the fact that Navarmora was never captured or killed, I couldn't agree more. My hope is that she was smart and went into permanent exile. I suppose only time will tell. Ah, well, it appears I've soured the mood of our lovely conversation. I trust my mindless prattle hasn't been too much of a bother. Thanks for taking the time to listen. So, what's new with you? I thought you'd never ask. Here. Hope we can talk later.
Got my attention, Captain. You know... Mm-hmm.
Returning to assignment, Captain.
Last night was enlightening. I hope to... Last night, well, all that physical training seems to have paid off.
Captai, I am really... Travel safely.
And just what is on your mind at this moment? In the end, you chose the UC over the Crimson Fleet. Do you believe that was the right choice? Their tactics were questionable and certainly manipulative, but in the end, the decision was still yours to make. Did getting that close to Delgado and the fleet make it difficult at all? It can be harder to act against someone once you get to know them. Nor do I think you should be, but in this case, I believe you made the right call. They were pirates, after all. It would be foolish to think, though, that we have seen the last of the Crimson Fleet. We may have eliminated the leadership, but there are many more pirates out there. I suppose we will have little choice. For now, you should enjoy your hard-earned victory. You have done a service for all of the settled systems. I am here for you, should you need me. Finally, I've been waiting. Ah, a face I never mind seeing. You may ask me anything. We will speak again soon, I hope. Credit for your thoughts, as they say. I know that tone. Very well. What is it? Thank you, dearest. You are not so bad yourself. I am here if you need me.
What can I do for you? You should inspect your ship for... Need some work done? I'm sure you can find something you'll...
Hey, you might want this. What's on your mind?
Back, eh? How's it going?
Anything I can help you with? I'm sure you can find... Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem.
Working in art is, more exciting than one would think.
There is a bit more in the back. Oh, please, take a look. Thanks for shopping at Jemison Mercantile.
Can I do something?
Happy to make a deal. Take your time. Watch your back out there.
Another day, another shift.
Think about the trade business? Be my guest. The Trade Authority appreciates your visit.
What's with the staring? You need something?
No loitering, okay? Take care.
I've got limited Okay, what's the... I've seen so much worse. All right, we'll see. All right. We're no rely.
Hello?
always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Happy to listen. What's new with you today?
Liftoff looks good. All systems.
Orbital insertion complete. You may now move freely about the cabin.
I have never quite been able to think of New Atlantis as home. Though I suppose... Again, who do you think will be the first to ask us questions? Mateo or Noel? I always enjoy the need to see what I'm carrying. A good team. Take care of yourself. It is pleasing to speak with you. I did not believe it possible to feel this way about another person. I consider myself very lucky. Then I shall be sure to say it more often. May the serpent guard you.
As much as I love, it's been quieter around here ever since Vladimir went to live on the island. Stay safe, okay?
What did you want to talk about? What's up? Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Gave up my room in the lodge so Andreja had a place to call her own. Everyone needs space to let their thoughts run solo. Spend so much time looking at the scans. You've tipped my ear. Jaw the words another time, then.
Hope my employees don't give you too much. Goodbye.
I feel like I've been waiting my whole...
Take care of yourself.
Hello, excellent. The stars are brighter than they used to be. The air sweeter. Does that make sense? Then I shall be sure to... I appreciate our little discussions, you know.